I'd like to introduce you to our bamboo wheelchair, which we've been working on for the last 3 years. This is one of 2 designs that is now in production. Before I go into the details, I'd like to discuss what we were working against in order to come up with this design. So one of our biggest issues was the imported wheelchairs made in China are using very lightweight alloys, and the alloys you need a specialist welder to weld them. You can't weld them with the traditional welders. Most of the wheelchairs that we were bringing imported had very small wheels, and also those wheels you could not get in Uganda for spares. And then the same with all other bearings and parts. Spare parts are a big problem, and when you're importing spare parts, it's a 67% tax on the top. Whereas you see the bamboo chair, obviously all the bamboo is sourced locally. That's designed to last the lifetime of the wheelchair. These are local bicycle wheels. As of these, we can get these in any village in Uganda. We spent almost a year developing this hub. A lot of the local wheels, when you buy the hub only lasts about 6 months. This is our 4th design of hub, which has now been tested over 5 years use on a carousel test. And we haven't had any problems. We're assuming it will last the lifetime of the wheelchair. But again, just in case, there's an accident, these bearings are from the local motorcycles and can be got in any village. So everything you see here, you can replace in the local village if you need to, if you had a crash or just need a general upkeep. Continuing on for some of the technical details of the wheelchair, we again spent considerable time designing this quick release system so that the wheels can come off for transit. Again, all these parts are made locally, can be repaired locally. Again, we have the motorcycle bearings in here, which is really important. They're extremely strong. There's 2 in each. We've done a lot of work on the development of the brake. The brake adjusts, so as your tire wears down, the brake can come back. The version we've got here is a very compacted version of what we started with. It locks very easily. It's protected by this C bracket, which is what we really wanted to make sure is in transit, that these parts wouldn't get broken. We spent a long time re-engineering this particular part that pushes against to make sure that is strong enough. So we've got a much more compacted brake system that can last now the lifetime of the wheelchair. As you can see, it's a similar design as the front for the quick release wheels at the back, which I'll demonstrate in due course. But again, you can see these parts are all available locally. This is an axle from a motorcycle, so extremely strong, designed for a motorcycle. So we're just like each technical part that we've developed has gone through a rigorous amount of testing, carousel testing, drop tests, impact tests, in order for us to reach where we've got to now. And now I'd like to demonstrate how the chair is disassembled for transportation. So it's designed to fit in the boot of a car or on the top of a local minibus, which is what people use to transport from town to town. So you start by just taking the seat off. The seat is pressure relief. So it's designed by a group of experts, particularly Jamie Noon in Santa Fe, who have been working on these designs for many years. And the idea is basically to stop any pressure sores building up and stop infection of those sores. So we're using these as standard on all our chairs. To take the chair off, it's held by a simple bracket on each side. So this bracket is locking the chair in place. And to start the procedure, you simply lift the bracket up and lock it in place. The next stage is just to fold up the footrest, and then the chair comes backwards and off, and then the chair gets folded into a cube, which can be then fitted either underneath like a minibus seat or on the roof rack of a minibus, or just simply put in the boot of a car. The next step is to take off the wheels. All 4 wheels come off. It's all designed with mechanical fittings because we didn't want any springs. Springs break. Although most imported chairs have springs and very fancy quick release mechanisms with ball bearings, but they all get spoilt by the dust here, and then they're very hard to replace. And if they're not available in the local village, people just don't replace them. So ours is a mechanical joint. So it simply is a butterfly bolt which comes undone. The bearings are in here holding it all together, and this is then fitted with a further very strong piece of metal on the end to push against our bearings to give us the strength we need. But these parts then are easy to put in the car. So like whereas many wheelchairs would have like a lot of nuts which only could be undone with spanners and pliers and whatnot, so everything here can be done by the carer to make it easy for transportation. So these we very much like these. These are from a design from our local farm back in Wales. But this piece simply, the pin changes angle. And so as you can see, as you tighten, it locks in, and then as you loosen, it can turn. And then as soon as it's turned, it just comes off. And again, it's easy for storage, and we've got the wheels separate. So that's then all the wheels then loaded into the boot of the car, and then finally the frame, which is light, goes into the car. So just quickly to show you these C brackets. So the chair is dropping in and then sliding forward, which means that the chair can never in a crash move forward because the C bracket is held in 3 places, so 6 in total. And then our very simple lock-in bracket then locks it in place. And again, all the pressure then goes through here, into here, into here. So there's actually no pressure on the bracket, only on the bamboo going through into the next part. And that completes the disassembly of the wheelchair, and then obviously you do that in reverse to reassemble it.